I took a seasonal ranger job in the Cascades. Mostly isolation stuff, watching fire lines, logging trail damage, monitoring wildlife. A few radio check-ins a day, and the rest of the time was mine. Perfect gig for someone trying to get away. The cabin I was assigned sits about 12 miles from the nearest road. Old place, nothing fancy, radio tower, generator, propane stove. No internet. No cell service. Just me, the trees, a whole lot of quiet. I like it. Until the third week. That's when the noises started. Not animals, not weather. Footsteps. They were subtle at first, slow, heavy. Always at night, I'd hear them circling the cabin 4 or 5 paces at a time, then nothing for hours. I set up trail cams. 8 of them. Motion-triggered, infrared. I nailed them to trees in a perimeter pattern. The next morning I found all 8 on the ground. Not broken, not chewed, just unscrewed from the trees and placed neatly in a pile beside the front steps. Like a message. Like a warning. I put them back up. 2 days later, they were closer. 3 of them had been moved, not far, just 10 feet in, angled towards the windows now. I didn't sleep that night. I brought the cams inside that morning, locked the door behind me, double-checked the windows. Each camera had about 5 hours of footage, mostly empty woods, occasional raccoon, branches swaying in the wind. But then I got to the 5th one. Timestamp 2:13 a.m. Movement. The camera jolts slightly, like someone adjusting it, and then it re-angles itself, pointing not at the trail, but at the cabin window. Mine. The one facing my bed. It sat still for 2 full minutes. And then something stepped into frame. Not all at once, just a shoulder, then a leg. Long, thin, but covered in something dark and matted like wet bark or hair. It moved slow. Too slow. Like it didn't care if it was seen. And then it turned, just its head. I swear to God, it looked at the camera, right at it. Then, frame by frame, it smiled. Not human, not animal, just a jagged split of dark between fur. And behind it, another face. Smaller, pressed against the glass of the cabin window, looking in. I packed within 10 minutes. Clothes, knives, batteries, radio. I didn't even turn off the generator. I just left. I took the west trail, steeper but faster. It runs past 3 old fire lookouts and hit the service road at mile 12. From there, it's a 5-mile descent to where I parked the truck. I made it 3 miles before I realized I wasn't alone. It wasn't footsteps. It was the silence. Birds. Insects, even the wind. Gone. Like the forest had sucked in a breath and was holding it. That's when I saw the first cairn. Stacked stones, 6 of them. Carefully balanced in the middle of the trail. Nothing odd on its own, except there was a scrap of red flannel tucked between the top stone. I didn't own anything red. A mile later, I saw another. This one had a tooth resting on top. Human. I just kept moving. I didn't stop to breathe. Just head down, keep walking, until I looked up and saw the cabin. My cabin. The same stack of cameras in a pile by the steps. The same dent in the railing from when I slipped hauling wood last week. I had walked for 5 hours in one direction. And somehow I came back. There were fresh footprints on the porch, but only one set. Mine. I didn't go inside. I just sat on the porch staring at the footprints. Same tread pattern, same width, same weight distribution. They were mine. But I didn't remember walking in circles. I didn't remember coming back. I checked my phone. Timestamp. 3:08 p.m. Then 3:08 p.m. again. Then 3:07. I checked the radio. Dead. No static, just that same low hum like a throat clearing on the other end of the line. I stayed outside until dusk. I didn't eat. I didn't move. When the first shadow passed between the trees, I almost didn't see it. It didn't move like anything should, didn't stop or glide, it just shifted like something flickering between places. I backed towards the door. The handle was warm. Inside, everything was where I left it. Bags still packed, flashlight on the floor, window cracked open just a bit. And something new. A photo, resting in the center of the bed. It was old, weathered, black and white. 5 men in ranger uniforms, cabin in the background. All of them smiling. All of them with my face. And behind them, a shape in the tree line, barely visible except for the eyes. Reflective, watching. I turned the photo over. Someone had written something in pencil, faded, almost gone. Don't forget which one you are. I tried to laugh. But I couldn't remember what my voice sounded like. Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for watching tonight's video or for listening to tonight's episode of the podcast, wherever you happen to do that. So if it's like on YouTube, then you're probably, watching the video, but if it's on not, then you're probably listening to the podcast, like with Spotify or with Apple or something like that. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. And as always, I want to give a very big thank you to everybody who supports me over at Patreon. That's patreon.com/MrCreepyPasta. I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you guys so much for being supporters. That goes for everybody who was down in the description, as well as AcidSystem, BallarmsTheRat, Blake Rattler, Brandon Mendoza, Brenna, BrimstonePandemonium, Caltuna, Chainsmoker Dealer, ChicagoHitman, CoryxKenshin, Cronut508, CrusaderChocobo, CursepoxPrimarch, Dakota Best, Daniel Poulsen, Dante Kinkade, Diana Kraus, Ellie Hutmire, Enchanted Buns, Estebean, Gemma Halsey, HIDive's nephew, himbojerry, Hour Minute Seconds Time, Jay Keems, Jed is Pet, Jordan Humble, King Crab, Mr. Marcus Blitz, Old Penguin, Peaceful Buddha, Psychomel, Red Shadowcat, Remember the Sun, Rinku Star, Salty Surprise, Samara Line, Seclude, Simba's Bloody Mojo, Sky Harbor, Smiley the Psychotic, Sullyman, Tally Sue, the Chavez Brothers. Thank you so much. And honestly, thank you to everybody, even those guys that are in there for just $1. It really helps me out. Once again, that's patreon.com/MrCreepyPasta. Or if you guys like to just listen, honestly, it helps me out a lot too. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And sweet dreams.